Hi folks, you saw the title. It's testing new makeup. We've got a new indie launch and I picked up some Dior blushes. We also have some drugstore things. So if you guys are interested, just keep watching. Really quick, if you are new to my channel, welcome. It's so nice to meet you. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup. I love eyeshadow palettes and blush. So if that sounds good to you, highly recommend subscribing. Turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. So maybe you clicked on this video because you are familiar with the brand Fantasy Cosmetica and they are launching a new eyeshadow palette and I have it here with me. So of course we have to do a look or two. I'm going to try and sneak 2 looks in this video. We'll see how it goes, but it is Mother's Day weekend so I might not have the time to do 2 looks, but that is my optimistic hope. Anyway, this is what the palette looks like. We also have 2 sets of brushes. So we have the face brushes, which are these 4 beautiful brushes. I love the matte handles with the silver kind of pattern here. So we'll talk more about those. And then we have 6 beautiful eye brushes as well in that same matte blue packaging. We also have 4 beautiful holochromes. So lots of good stuff. I want to put it all on my face. So let's go ahead and look at the close-ups while I tell you a little bit about all of these products. So the collection is called Cradled in Ice and it's launching on May 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific. So the pricing of the products goes like this. The palette is going to be $44.99 and then the 4-pack of holochromes will retail for $54.99, or you can pick up the singles at $14.99 each. It also says this collection has gel multi-chrome dragon scales. There's a 2-pack and the 2-pack is $36.99 and then the single gel multi-chrome dragon scales are $19.99. I don't believe they sent me those, so I don't have them to show you. So if you want to pick up all of the brushes, the 10-pack, it's going to be $135.99. Just the 6-pack of eye brushes will be $59.99. And then the pack of 4 face brushes is $86.99. And then I will try and put individual prices of each brush as I flash the brushes on screen for y'all, because there are quite a few brushes. So with the eye brushes, we have the E01, which is the flat detail brush, E02, small circular blending brush, E03 is a flat lower lash line brush, E04 is ideal for creating smoky wings and iconic cat eye shapes, E05 is a large blending brush, E06 is perfect for placing shimmers on the lid. And then for the face brushes, the F01 is the small face brush that works perfectly as a highlighter brush or to add on precision blush, bronzer, or contour. F02 is a soft and tapered brush that is perfect for applying blush and bronzer. F03 is a fan brush. This is great for contour, highlight, blush, bronzer. F04 is a large pillow soft powder brush. So as you can see, I have my foundation, concealer, and powder on. I did use the F01, which is the smaller tapered brush for setting my under eyes and a little bit around the face. So I've already started testing out the brushes. So now let's go ahead and dig into the palette to do an eye look. This is definitely like a cool tone palette in my opinion, and I kind of want to play with the blues. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to start off the look with the E06 and I want to play with the blues. So I'm going to go into the shade, ooh, is this Camellia? This one. It's like a beautiful mid-tone blue shade and I just want to place that all over the crease. These shadows are so pigmented. I was thinking that when I was swatching them too, the mattes were really beautiful. So I'm very, very excited for a new Fantasy Cosmetica launch. I'm taking the E05, which is a big blending brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Frozen. There's also a beautiful card that they included kind of talking about dragons and just their wings and their nostrils, the eggs, like very much a part of the fantasy realm in my opinion. So I'm taking the big brush and just kind of blending out the deeper blue with that lighter Frozen blue shade. So as you can see, it's kind of just helping me blend it out a little bit more. I just immediately wanted to do a blue look when I saw this palette, but it's got a good balance of like neutrally shades and some more like purpley pinky tones, so it's like a colorful-ish muted cool tone palette. This brush is very soft. It does feel quite big, so if you like a smaller blending brush, this one might be a little bit more intense than you would like, but just want to let you guys know. I'm going to take the E02, which is a small blending brush, kind of a more detailed brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Nest, which is a beautiful dark blue shade, and I'm just going to run that in the outer corner because you guys know I love a darker outer corner shade. This brush is so nice. It would honestly be a great brush for a halo eye look too, because you can blend really nicely with this. Wow, that dark blue is so nice. Okay, taking the big old blending brush and just kind of meshing the outer corner with the crease a little bit more. I'm not doing my serious wing that I usually do. This is more of a blended look. So far so good. Let's go ahead and try one of the Holochrome shades on the lids. So I want to use this blue one. It's called Frederick, and I do have close-ups of all of these, so I will put a close-up on the screen, of course, when I was kind of talking about it. Holochromes are like I feel like the trendy thing at the moment. That brush was like tugging on my lid a little bit, so I just wanted to see if I applied the shadow with my fingers, if it would be a little bit easier than trying to use this brush. It's a little bit stiff, and I think I needed something a little bit less stiff to apply these Holochrome hatchling shadows, or shadow I should say. So I'm just gonna try and create that kind of cut crease look I like to go for. I'm gonna go back into the small blending brush and just kind of blend over the edge a little bit. Okay, I really love how this is looking. Now I'm gonna line the lower lash line quick and finish up the rest of this look. Okay, I love these Pacifica eye pencils. They were totally sent to me in PR, completely random, and I love them. I think they should make a million shades. Okay, so I'm gonna take that little blending brush that I was using in the outer corner, and with whatever is left on the brush, I'm just gonna start blending towards the outer lower lash line. I love like a messy blend. Sometimes I feel like I take it too seriously, but I also love seeing like those perfect, like really neat cut creases, and then sometimes I see like a messy eye look and I'm like, oh god, I kind of love that too. So it always like depends on the day. I'm gonna go into the shade Frozen, and I'm just gonna run that from the inner corner into the outer corner. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more of that dark blue, kind of pop it on the outer corner. Okay, she's giving raccoon, but blue. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to throw on some mascara and stuff after, but I want to go ahead and test out a new bronzer because I'm trying to give you guys more than just one product in a video. So I've already tried everything from Fantasy Cosmetica, at least a little bit. So now I want to try out this NYX bronzer. So I wasn't really sure about these shades. Online, they definitely looked more red, so I was very hesitant to buy them. But when I saw the blushes, I was like, oh my gosh, give me all of them. So I did order them on Ulta, which I don't know, maybe I should just go ahead and order them on the NYX website because who knows what kind of condition that'll come in from Ulta. But this got to be okay, so there is that. But I did order one of these while I was ordering the blushes, and this is the shade Butter Biscuit. So I'm hoping it'll work for me, but I have heard that the undertones are very funky. Anyways, I'm going to test out another brush from Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm going to use this fan type brush, and this is the F03. So I'm really excited, kind of nervous because I'm not sure if this shade is going to work. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. It smells like summer. Okay, so it's a little red toned, but I feel like also my foundation is a little bit warmer. But I've also been getting a ton of sun because we've had some really nice weather the last few days. So maybe I'm a little bit tanner than I was a few days ago. I just ordered the niacinamide stick sunscreen from Glow Recipe too, because I'm like, okay, I gotta get serious about sun protection. I cannot get over how this smells. To me, it smells a little bit like the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream. Not as strong, but still, for a drugstore item, do the blushes smell like this? Holy smokes. And I really don't hate the packaging. I thought I would. It actually feels quite thick and quite, what's the word? Substantial is what I would call it. Okay, so bronzer's on. I have some new blushes. I totally treated myself. I should have just waited for these to come to Sephora because I wanted the points. I wasn't aware these were going to come to Sephora literally the next day, so I did end up ordering them on the Dior website, but I got 2 of the new Rosy Glow blushes. I didn't want the lilac because you guys know me, I don't really wear purpley blush. But I got the shade Poppy Coral and Bronze Glow. You guys know how much I love a neutral blush, so I could not say no to Bronze Glow, and Poppy Coral just is like my kind of shade. So here's Poppy Coral, and here is Bronze Glow. Look at this packaging. This looks delicious. This almost looks like a satin. It's so pretty. I don't know. I want to wear both of them. They're so beautiful. Okay. We're going to try Bronze Glow, although I feel like with the blush, is it going to be too much? I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the F02 from Fantasy Cosmetica. Ooh. Do you guys see it? I see it. I see the glow immediately on this side. So here's no blush. Here's with blush. Uh-oh, I can hear my kid cry. Oh! Oh God, that is so freaking pretty. Stop. I'm gonna need you right now, if you're into neutral blush and you were like contemplating this, I'm gonna need you to go to Sephora.com because it's on Sephora now, or Dior, whichever, and order this freaking blush. It's so pretty. I feel like a tan goddess. Are you kidding me right now? Ah! That is so stunning. Okay, friends, so here is the finished look. What do we think? Definitely let me know in the comments. You guys know I love hearing your thoughts. Now let me tell you really quick what else is on my face today. I know you saw some of it, but let me just go through the whole thing real quick. So for foundation, I am wearing the new Soft Lit foundation from Fenty. This is in the shade 335. And I really like this foundation so far. It wears nicely. It's not overly glowy, but it is still a pretty glowy foundation. Wearing the Say concealer. I can't say that this is my absolute favorite, but it's fine. It's a nice concealer. I feel like I'm always very like in the middle when it comes to complexion products, but it's only because there's very few things that I actually like put on my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like that just like changed my life. And then everything else I'm like, meh. Like the last concealer I tried that I was like really impressed by is that L'Oreal True Match concealer. That was like a random pick from the drugstore. So I hope you guys don't mind, but this is just my vibe. I guess I'm just not that easily impressed by a lot of products. Okay, for highlighter, I use the shade Yum Rum from Fenty. I freaking love these highlighters. They're so beautiful. My mascara today is actually a new one. I grabbed this on the recommendation of Andrea Mattiliano. This is the Lash Without Limits mascara from Essence. And I will say I like this a lot better than the Lash Princess or whatever, the one they're like most known for. But I was curious because I really like Andrea Mattiliano and she has a lot of really good drugstore recommendations, so I picked this one up when I was placing my Ulta order. And what I like about this is the brush isn't too big and it's really great at separating out my lashes and giving me like a lot of length, which I love. So for that reason, I'm really kind of interested in continuing to try this mascara out because I am definitely a drugstore mascara girl, so I have a lot of hope when it comes to this one from Essence. And then my lip shade is a oldie but a goodie. This is Equestrian by Merit. I've been just loving this shade. It's like a really pretty chocolate brown, kind of goes with everything, so I did throw that on today. So those are some of the products on my face. And now let's go ahead and talk about some of the new products I tested out today. So the NYX bronzer, I definitely still need to keep trying. I feel like it's too soon. I need to go out in like natural daylight and see this color in person. But overall, I think the packaging's nice. I think the smell is wonderful. And yeah, I'm like really shocked at how substantial feeling this packaging is. I can't wait to get my hands on the blushes. They sold out on the NYX website. They're back in stock now. And then they came in stock on the Ulta site. So I'm just patiently waiting to get shipping notification on my NYX blushes so I can play with them. As far as the Dior blush goes, I'm so excited for this shade. This is Bronzed Glow, like I said, and I know not everybody loves a neutral blush, but I do. I've loved neutral blushes for a long time, and then I went through like a corally phase, which I'm still in. Like I love corally blushes, I love red blushes, and now I have another neutral blush to add to my collection. So yeah, I'm very excited to keep playing with this. It looks like it's a bronzer shade, but I swear when I put it on, like I can see the glow as well as like it's almost like red without being like red on my face. So I don't know what kind of magic wizardry is in here, but it's really good. I can't wait to try out the shade Poppy Coral. That'll definitely be next on my list of blushes to try out. So far, the blush is my favorite thing from everything I tried out today. So that's everything that is on my face. Now let's go ahead and get into a second look with the collection from Fantasy Cosmetica. Guys, it's a Christmas miracle. I better go buy myself a lottery ticket because both my babies are sleeping at the same time. So I quickly took off the eye look I just had on so I could film another eye look with this palette just in case. I don't know if any of you care that much about the behind the scenes of YouTube, but this weekend is Mother's Day weekend and this palette is getting revealed on Monday. And I want to have 2 looks up, and I was hoping that on Mother's Day I could get some time to film. And you know, you just never know if things go the way you plan. So I'm just quickly gonna film another look with this palette. So I have 2 looks for y'all and swatches and everything that you're watching now. Just a little behind the scenes for you guys of how much far ahead I have to plan to get things done. It's just a miracle sometimes that I even manage to keep up with filming. Anyways, I'm so excited. I want to play with the purpley pinks in this palette, so let's go ahead and see what I can cook up. I was thinking that I should have done a halo eye with the blue, so maybe I can just like repurpose that concept and do it with the pinks. So I'm just gonna start off with the shade Hatchlings, which is a really pretty like pastel pink shade. I love how like bright this is compared to the rest of the palette. It really stands out. So I'm taking the big fluffy eye brush and just kind of putting that all over my eyelid and my crease. This is such a great big old blending brush, so I am loving that. Okay, so I'm curious about this brush because they said it was kind of a good brush for creating like a winged look, which is my personal favorite. So I'm going to take it and we're going to try with the shade Lair, purpley brown shade. So, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like a fan brush, but it's kind of a thicker fan brush. So I think I can get a bit of a pointed shape with it. I also have like a sip and see this weekend, so I'm excited because it's my first ever sip and see. Okay, so I created like the outer corner. Now I need to do the inner half of the halo with the same shade. This is kind of a fun shape brush. I'm trying to think if I have eye brush like this. I feel like I do. This one does feel a little bit bigger than the ones I have though, so curious about that. But I'm gonna go in with this little blending brush and I'm gonna go into Lair. Just gonna stick that on the inner corner. I was gonna use one of the eyeshadows in this palette, but man, I kind of want to use more of the Holo shadows because those are so pretty too. So many options with this collection. God, they blend so beautifully. Okay, I low-key wanted to use the green Holo shade in here. This one. It's called Boreas. Let's try it. Oh yeah, that is, oh, that's so pretty. It's got like a green purple vibe to it. Ah, sorry, my mirror's over here, so I'm constantly staring at it. I promise you I'm not that obsessed with myself, except when I'm playing with fun eyeshadows, of course. So I'm gonna take that flat brush, give it a nice spray, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that shadow. This one is a bit weird. Something happened. Something happened. The shape's a little off. I'm gonna have to try and fix that, or it might just drive me crazy, but it's not a big deal for you guys. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take a little more of that light pink and just kind of blend a little bit more. Okay, I think since my eyes are set so deep into my skull, it's okay. It doesn't look too wild and crazy, but let me go ahead and line the waterline so I can finish up this eye look. Okay, I just used the melt liner in the shade Apricot Cream, and I'm gonna take that same brush that I was using and just run that on the lower lash line. And I'm gonna take this little liner kind of brush, it's the E01, and I'm gonna take more of the shade Lair and just put a little bit on the inner corner, just to tie it in with the halo. I'm gonna take the shade Adore and I'm just gonna put that in the middle of my lash line, just so I can match what's going on up top. And then for the inner corner of my eye, I think I'm just going to use a little bit of the highlighter shade I have on. This is just Yum Rum from Fenty. And I'm just going to pop just a little bit on the inner corner. Just something light. Okay, is this my favorite look of all time? I don't think so, because I'm just not used to doing anything different from what I always do, so it's gonna take me a second to figure it out, but I'm gonna throw on some more mascara and I will be right back to show you the second look. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. I tried to do a halo eye. I usually have a hard time picking favorite eye looks, but I think I like the blue look better, but that's okay. I'm just used to doing the same look over and over again, so I thought I would switch it up this time. So hopefully you guys, you know, don't mind that. But anyways, let me know down below which one is your favorite look. Now, I already went over everything that's on my face because I am filming both these eye looks in one day just because I have some spare time, like I mentioned at the start. So let's go ahead and talk about the collection just a little bit more. Now that I've tried even more shadows from this palette, I will say that this is the first time I've seen Fantasy Cosmetica stray away from their 9-pan layout, and I really like it. I like that they only added 3 more shades. I still feel like it looks very uniform, and this is just a cool toned palette with pops of cool toned shades. So I am into it. I think that this is very approachable. I love that they did some lighter colors as well as some deep shades, and I really like how these 2 deep shades layer on my eyes. Obviously, I don't have the darkest skin tone, but I think that these are 2 really good dark shades because the blue was really easy to work with, and so is this color. So I think they did a good job with that. At least for medium to tan complexions, I know that a shade like this is very handy. You can always use it to make shades darker, more sultry, more smoky, and they didn't go with just black. So I think that's super cool. I love this pink shade that was included. It looks very poppy. The cool tone blue is beautiful as well. So overall, just a beautiful palette. I didn't test out any of the shimmers on my eyes. I sure will at some point, but these felt nice and creamy. I have a feeling they perform just as all the other beautiful shimmers from Fantasy Cosmetica. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this palette. I'm very curious to see what your guys' thoughts are with them going from a 9-pan format to a 12-pan format. I know it's not a huge difference, but I still feel like it's a fun switch up since they've done so many 9-pan palettes. And I love that they stuck with their same like imagery. It's very artistic and beautiful. Also on the back here, it does say this palette has a 12-month shelf life and it's cruelty free and made in China. And they have all the ingredients on here as well, in case you guys are wondering. Okay, so let's talk about the face brushes and the eyeshadow brushes really quick. I will say I really like the face brushes. They're incredibly soft. They have some really good shapes. The one brush that I feel like is so redundant these days are these big powder brushes. I feel like I never actually use them for powder and they just sit in my brush collections gathering dust. So let me know, are you still using these big old powder brushes? Because I hardly get much use out of them. I really like the blush brush. This is a great shape. Reminds me of the Sigma brush that I included in my favorite set. Love a fan brush for bronzer. You guys know my favorite bronzer brush is from Sigma. Has a pretty similar vibe to it, and I really enjoyed using this one for under eyes. So I think it's a great brush set overall, but I would probably purchase the brushes you want individually, as the face brush set does retail for $86.99, which is quite pricey for 4 brushes. I haven't washed these or anything, so I don't know how they'll hold up, but I will definitely plan to do that soon. I did use every single eyeshadow brush, and this set retails for $60, which I don't think is a bad price for 6 eyeshadow brushes. I will say these big fluffy blending brushes, I know not everybody likes them. I really like that I can blend with this, and if you have smaller hooded eyes, you could maybe use it for like highlighter or nose contour, so you do have some other options. The rest of these brushes I thought were very useful. I really like this little fan brush. I'm definitely going to be experimenting more with this one, but overall there's some really fun brushes in the eye brush set. Last but certainly not least are the Holochrome shadows. I think these are so fun. I know they did 6 holochromes in their Lost in Library collection, and now we have 4 more, so I really like that they're slowly curating their single shadow collection. I know personally I can get very overwhelmed when there is a large launch of single shadows, so I love that they're including them here and there with different collections, and you can buy whatever you want or you can buy all of them. I think that's kind of a fun way to expand your line without overwhelming your audience, so I do really like how they did that. I think the holochromes are really beautiful. I know people really love them from the original collection, so that's why I wanted to use them in both of the eye looks today, and so far they've held up great. So very, very happy with this launch. That is everything I wanted to cover in this video about the Cradled in Ice collection. Like I mentioned at the start, this is launching on the 16th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Definitely make sure you're putting in a reminder on your phone if you're interested in picking anything up. I do have an affiliate code with the brand. It's KHMAKEUP. If you want to save some money anytime on the Fantasy Cosmetica website. I was also gifted all of these products so I could review them for you. My code is an affiliate code, so I will make a small commission if you do decide to use it. Thank you so much in advance. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in another video very, very soon.